How many of you are thankful for your mom? Amen. Amen. Mine loved me every day. She sacrificed everything she could for me. She was the disciplinarian. My daddy said, I have to go work. You teach him how to be good. And she knew how to do that. She knew how to do that. God chose her for me. And no other mom would have worked. When I was the most mischievous, my mother was about 5 foot tall. When I was the most mischievous, she probably weighed about 240 or 50 pounds. She could run the 100 in 9 flat. And I couldn't. I thought I could run so fast, but my feet didn't touch the ground. But every other step, that hackberry limb would catch me across the legs or the butt. All the way home. I never stayed home. David Judah, don't listen to this. But I remember one time I had an accident. I was riding on the back of a bicycle, and I got my foot in between the chain and the spokes. And it just gouged out the top of my foot that long and half an inch wide and as deep as it could go. And guess what? Guess who I cried for? My mama. And that little woman come a-running 9 flat and picked me up and run all the way home with me. She was strong too. And all the way home she said, you know, you haven't liked it when I've disciplined you. Really, you haven't accepted that too good. But she also knew how much I loved you. And as soon as you got hurt, you cried out for Mama. You ever notice that, who you cry out to? It's usually the ones that love you the most but have disciplined you the most and brought you into a place where you're worth something in the world. My mama never stopped advising me. Her discipline changed. She didn't always use that hackberry switch. But she always loved me. And then when Margie and I began to go together and we were engaged, and all the time in high school that we were going together, my mom and my dad took her in just like a daughter. When I was overseas in the Navy, Margie was always with them. They just gave all of their life to her, just like they had given all of their life to me. So I can say this without any reservations at all. I have always been blessed by my parents, and especially the love of my mother. And Margie and I together can stand before you holding hands and say, we've always been blessed. From the moment that God put us together, we've always been blessed. So I've lived in a good world. Hadn't always been rosy. We've climbed the walls and prayed and screamed and cried with our kids. But we've always been blessed, and God's always heard us. I think He allowed us to climb the walls and leave finger claw marks where we've slid down to teach us, to mold us and make us.